because sometimes like when I throw parties, things happen. I get locked in the bathroom. I need someone to bend me over. You know what I mean? But that wasn't going to happen that night. So I knew that going into this party. So I was like, okay, cool. Like Cece and I are going to have a good time. We're going to go crazy together, maybe make out a little bit. But what ended up happening at this party was so much crazier than I ever expected. I'm your host, Fit Sid, and welcome back to Dirty CEO, where we go balls deep into the reality of what people are really thinking. Now let's get into it. Dirty CEO. Hey guys, it's Fit Sid, and I am back and ready to chat again today. So I wanted to talk about something that had been brought up with my personal friend group, and that's my Halloween party. So Halloween was months ago, but some really crazy things happened at that party. And if you know anything about people, lifestylers, you know, like whether you do it as your job or lifestyle, which I want to talk about lifestylers at some point too. Usually parties get a little bit crazier, but I actually have parties and then vanilla friends. So like I have friends and vanilla friends. So like sometimes I'll just have parties where people that only do are there, so then like there's nothing like uncomfortable for anyone. Well, for Halloween I decided, you know what, my vanilla friends are really chill and easygoing, and like I want to make that very clear. No one was uncomfortable at this party. Anything that happened was consensual, and anything that was like everyone asked for consent before anything that happened, if that makes sense. So, but basically I had a Halloween party. I dressed up as Velma, just for the record. Cece Rose dressed up as a schoolgirl, I believe, and then like a devil schoolgirl. And then like JoJo was a fallen angel, and then Lexi Love was, I don't even remember what her costume was, her pretty face. I think Jungle Girl Z was a schoolgirl. Megan Marks, I think, was Velma as well. There was just so many people there. There was probably 30 to 40 people at this party, right? And it was just so funny because when you take vanilla people, and when I say vanilla or civilian, that just means people that don't do work. So if you are not a cam girl, if you are not a escort, if you are not a star OF creator, Snapchat girl, like if you don't do any of that stuff, you're considered like vanilla. Even if you're a freak, like it doesn't matter. You just don't do. So vanilla or civilian means that. But basically I had like both my vanilla friends and my friends in the same party, right? So people start showing up, and the party was supposed to start at like 7 or 8, and everyone came like an hour and a half late. And I am a very like timely person. So by the time people started showing up, I had like just been waiting around in my cute little costume, and Cece was there. We were hanging out, and when everyone came, I had like the music blasting. Like I was ready to have a good night. So in particular in this night, I have been single for a long time, you guys. And in this night, I, had a friends with benefits right before this, and I had accidentally messed up and told him, that I don't see anything with him, but it wasn't a mess up, I guess. It was just like, I killed the vibe with him because he did not understand that having between his job and his school, because he basically like would go to work all day, and then like between working in school, he would like come over for like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and like we would like fool around. That was just to me. That wasn't anything like genuine connection wise. Like we didn't go on dates. He didn't take me out. Like that was friends with benefits. So the last time I'd seen him was like right before Halloween, and I thought he was going to come to the Halloween party, but then I may or may not have said to him, hey, you're just a buddy to me because you're not really putting in effort, which I wasn't being unhonest. Like I was being honest about it, but that did not go over well. So I knew going into this party that it was going to be definitely like just a fun party, that I wasn't going to have like arm candy with me. I was going to be watching all my friends that have significant others like do their thing, which is totally fine. Don't get me wrong. But I knew I wasn't going to be getting lucky that night. So like I knew it was going to be more like a friend party. You know what I mean? Because sometimes like when I throw parties, things happen. I get locked in the bathroom. I need someone to bend me over. You know what I mean? But that wasn't going to happen that night. So I knew that going into this party, so I was like, okay, cool. Like, Cece and I are going to have a good time. We're going to go crazy together, maybe make out a little bit. But what ended up happening with this party was so much crazier than I ever expected. So like I said before, this had my vanilla civilian friends, and then this also had my friends coming to this party. So the first couple people that came through were vanilla friends, and then like Cece was already there and she's a friend. I definitely consider her a real friend, and all these people are like real friends of mine, but they just are, some are very like open and cool with like doing acts around other people, and then other people are like not going to do them around other people, but they might like watch, if that makes sense. So my best friend brought her date. They showed up pretty early. She's amazing. She starts cooking tacos for everyone, and we're all having a good time. And her dude just is staying away from her this entire time. And when I tell you, it was like kind of awkward, like no one even knew they were really together. And this plays a role a little bit later. So the biggest thing is consent, right? And this whole party, by the way, is consensual, but like that doesn't mean that feelings don't get hurt. So he was not like all over her that night. He was kind of just probably like shocked at what was going on, and like how people are just so like open and cool and like willing and stuff. So he was there doing his thing. She was doing her thing, helping me, and like, you know, because she like likes to do that stuff. And then there's like all these other people. There's probably like 30 to 40 people, like I said. And as the night goes on, everyone's getting more comfortable with each other. Everyone's talking about what they're into, their lives, like just, you know, things that you talk about at a party, like you're dancing to the music. I had music blasting and I was having a really good time. I found out some tea, you guys, at this party, but like good tea, like good things were happening in my friends' lives, and like people were getting together that you never expect to date, especially in the porn industry. You're like, wow, you guys came here together. And then one of my friends brought her lawyer boyfriend, and the entire time she kept telling me, she was like, you guys would probably be a better match, because like he was like nerding out over how I had decorated my room and like all this other stuff. And I was like, girl, I don't think so. I think he just is trying to find something to talk to me about, because he was so like uncomfortable. So before anything else happened at this party, they ended up leaving. And then when they left, it was like my friend, my best friend and her man were there, and then everyone else was there, right? And specifically, one of my really good friends, who is a cam girl, brought one of her friends. And that girl was kinky, you guys. Like, let me tell you, she was kinky. So we were playing this game called Do or Drink. It's like you pull a card. It's kind of like Truth or Dare, but you pull a card. So you either do it or you drink. So at this point, it's not too far into the party. Everyone kind of came late, and no one had really started drinking at this point. So this was like a really fun game to play. So everyone starts, they're having a good time. And by starts, I mean they start playing the game. And there's probably 30 to 40 people in a circle in my like small living room, just cramped together, trying to sit. Like there's probably like two, you know, all the way around. And I walk in, I'm in the second row in the back of the entire thing. So I walk in and I'm like in the back row, just watching the game. I hadn't pulled a card yet. And this girl, she's so beautiful. She pulls a card and she's standing next to a couple guys, and the card says, act out Eiffel Tower. Well, she acted out Eiffel Tower, you guys. She ended up pulling these two guys' pants down. Like everything was like spoken about. She's like, can I use you guys for this? And they were like, yeah. And she pulls down both of their pants. And we thought that she was just going to act it out by like holding their and like her mouth, you know, and looking all cute. But no, she decided to show us Eiffel Tower. Like she showed us. And everyone was in shock. She even had someone record it. It was funny. And it was like great. But it was just so funny because like, obviously that's not going to get posted anywhere, you guys, just for the record. But it was just like for her to have the memory. And and the people, by the way, that were in it were also guys. So no one was vanilla in that like scenario. But it was just so funny because she like literally did it. And everyone, like all my friends were like, did that really just happen? They were looking at me and they were like, and then everyone was like clapping and cheering, and it was just really funny.